First, we make a new project. Here we choose empty views activity. And then we name it with the fragment findViewById. Make sure all the parameter is correct. Now is importing all of the environment. We wait until everything is ready to continue the project. Then we make sure the project can be run. Here I use my phone device. So I run. And we see in the running device, now it's connecting to the device. And my device is already displayed here. Install successfully. And we can see here that the hello world is already there. Now we go to the file main activity. We adjust a bit here. We remove some parts. Okay. Then we go to the rest layout, activity main. We have the hello world here. We change to the source code mode here. And you have to put the frame layout to indicate that we're gonna have some fragment. So this part should be removed. Then I provide frame layout here. The width is the match parent, the height as well. And put the ID, name it as the main frame. So start over the project. Let's see. So successfully finished. So I have this as the result. Then I change a bit the frame layout here. I add the background color with the, I type FF00 here, and then I'm gonna have the color palette here. I choose the purple, and then start over. And let's see what's the difference. Okay, so it's now the background is purple as we design in the frame layout. All right, now we continue to add two frames, two fragments. So right click here, add fragment, fragment blank. the first fragment here, I name it with the home fragment. And then the layout should be fragment underscore home. So it's importing the Gradle project. And then I add another one, fragment blank, and I name it with the menu fragment. So the layout should be fragment underscore menu. As for the activity main, we already have the color with the purple color. So we're gonna change also the fragment for home. So the color we adjust to the color different color. So I have background, so FF00, don't forget to put hash here. So, okay, so I have the red one, the red color. And also I have the red already. And also I change for the fragment menu. I add the background green. So I have the green for the fragment menu. I have the red for the fragment home. And I have purple for the activity main. Now I go to the main activity. So here I will demonstrate to call the fragment. So here support fragment manager. Support fragment manager and then begin transaction and then replace here r.id dot mainframe. So the mainframe again here is the mainframe that exists in the activity main. This is the mainframe. So this is the target of our fragment. This is the section that will be replaced by the fragment. So replace the mainframe and then I choose the home fragment. This home fragment, okay, I choose the home fragment to replace the fragment. So here I choose the home fragment to replace and then commit. So that's it. This is the way of replacing the fragment, the mainframe that exists in our activity main by the fragment that we have here as the home fragment. So start over the project. Let's see the running device. And now as we can see here, the background is red. That the background red belongs to the home fragment. We remember that the activity main, the color is purple. But now, because here we replace with the home fragment, which is the red color. So now the red color, the fragment with the red color is on the main frame here, so the color is red. If we want to try the fragment, the menu fragment, so I just comment this part, and instead of removing it, I copy, and then this is the menu fragment. As we remember that the menu fragment, the color background is green. So let's see whether now, after switching from the home fragment to the menu fragment, let's see the background color. Okay, so it's correct that the background color is green. So this demonstrates how easy to have the fragment in replacing the main activity. Remember again that in the activity main, you have to put the frame layout and identify the frame layout with the name. So this name that will be replaced by the fragment. So now we continue to the home fragment Kotlin. Home fragment Kotlin, I open and we simplify some of the parts here. So we remove this part. Okay, we remove this. And also we remove this. On create view, we leave there, but companion object we remove. So we only have this. To make sure everything okay, we can start over the project and see our running device. So install finish, the project still in the home. Sorry, this is the menu fragment. Okay, so since I want to bring up the home fragment, so I just adjust the main activity here. So I switch from the menu fragment to the home fragment there. Okay, I start over the project while waiting on it, and then we continued with the home fragment. So this is already simplified. Then, okay, so we have the home fragment here. Now we adjust a bit this part. Since we're gonna have some of the code here, okay. But let's go into the home fragment. In this home fragment, we will have some of modification. So we have in the home fragment here the frame layout, but actually the frame layout is already in our activity main, here the frame layout. So no need to have the frame layout in our fragment here. So that's why I changed this frame layout, become the constraint layout. Just once again, see here the original frame layout. I just make it the constraint layout. So layout widget constraint layout. Okay. Now this is already in the constraint layout. Let's see that they still have the same but this is in the mode of the constraint layout, so we can easily adjust all of the component that we have there. And we have here the hello blank fragment here. So this part should be removed because we don't need this. So instead we do the compat button. Okay. And this is the match parent, and then the high is the wrap content and close. And then I add the ID here. So put the ID as the button show. Okay. And then I put the text as the show message. Okay, we see it there at the top. When we adjust with the to start, okay, to start of the parent, and then to end parent, and then you can see that it's already anchored to the left and the right of the parent. You can add margin here, 25 dp, so it has now kind of breathe space in between. And then here to bottom, so top to bottom, top to bottom of the, oh sorry, top to top, no need this, but top to top, top to top. This is the parent, and then bottom to bottom parent. So as we can see now in our design that it's already in the center of our canvas. Now we continue with the next one below here. We have the button as well. To make it simple, I just copy this part, put it below here. I change this become go to fragment 2 because the home is fragment 1. So I click a button and then we'll go to the fragment 2. Here, go to fragment 2. But as we can see here that the bottom is overlay one each other. So we just need to change a bit in here, which is the top to bottom. So this one should be erased, okay, because it should be to bottom. So the top of this component will be to bottom of the button show. Okay, so it should be like this. And to adjust the space between them, we can do a vertical bias. Vertical bias. The constraint vertical bias, put it 0. So the gap is not that big. So we have the close between the button. Then let's see, we start over the project. Okay, it's already there, but when we click, nothing happened. So we continue adjustment of the home fragment Kotlin here, the home fragment. So we put some of the, we need some of the let init var of the button show, which is the button. And we need also the, okay, I just copy this. So I have the button with the go to fragment 2. And then this part, we have to close this return, okay, and just copy, and then this should be the, we make it the view, we capture the view of the fragment, we put as a file here, and then we return the view. So that's it. Okay, but this part need to be remove the question mark here. You remove. And here we do the override on create view. So on create. Okay, so on create view. On created view. Sorry, on view. Okay, once again, on view created. So this part, yeah, on view created. So we have the calling the view in this part, and then we can run the project now. You can see that everything is okay. So we continue with the, here we have the button show, and then we will utilize that button show. So we put the button show here, and we assign the value with the view, because we already inflate with the fragment. So you have to call the view here, and then the findViewById. So in here, we use the findViewById to access the component that we have. So this is the r.id dot the button show. So we have the button show now as the representative of the button show that we have in the XML. And also we have the button go to here with the view, find view by ID, and the r.id, the button go to fragment 2. So button show and button go to fragment 2, which is in the fragment home here. Button show with the button go to fragment 2 already accessible by the home fragment. Now in the onCreate view here, we call the button show, and then the on we set on click listener, and then we put the toast here, but you have to require context. You put the required context now because you use the fragment. This message from home fragment. Toast, make it short, and then show. Okay, so let's see what happens when we click the button show. Start over the project, and okay, make ready the running device. So it's already okay. So we have this now. So we click the show fragment, and then this message from home fragment. Yeah. So once again, I click this. So already we have the display toast this message from home fragment. Okay, for the button go to, we also already make it accessible by findViewById. And for the button go to, we put it below here to set on click listener. And then you can also make toast, but I'm sure that okay, yeah, it's better we copy this, okay, and make sure that we have and the message I change will go to menu fragment. Okay, let's see, start over the project. And we click the go to fragment tool. So the message already will go to menu fragment. So it's now good to go. Continue with this. Here I put the parent fragment manager. Yeah. And then begin transaction. And replace the r.id, the mainframe, with the menu fragment. And then here we add to, okay, add to backstack null, and then we do commit. Okay, so this is this command that we have to call the parent fragment manager begin transaction. Okay, so the same way when we call the in the main activity support fragment manager begin transaction replace. So the same way also we do in the home fragment, but instead but here we have the add to backstack. Okay, so let's see what happened. We start over the project. And let's see the running device. So we have the it's ready now. It's ready now. So when we click the go to fragment tool, so actually it will be switched into the fragment tool, which is the menu fragment. And as we remember, the color should be the green one. So let's see when we click this. Okay, yeah, the color is already green. This indicates that we can switch from the fragment one to the fragment two. Okay, so once again, we demonstrate it. Show message, we click, it's still there, this message from home fragment. And then go to fragment 2 button, we click, the toast still there, and then we already switch to the fragment 2, which is the menu fragment. So now we continue with the menu fragment XML here. Let's modify the XML. So this part no need. So I remove this, and remember that we have the constraint layout. So this part should be changed to the constraint layout. Okay, and we're gonna put button here. Okay, so I switch to the combination of the design and the code. I copy from the fragment home. I just copy this button, go to fragment 2. Okay, I just copy this. Okay, go to fragment 2. I copy, I put in the fragment menu here, and then I change to go to fragment 1. Okay, and also this is the end-to-end, top to top. Okay, bottom to bottom. So this should be the top to top. So I just can change this become top to top of the parent. So because we only have one component, one button here. Okay, so if you have this kind of the red here, because you copy from the previous one, you just simply can click on it and then import namespace. So this part should be added automatically, the HTTP, the REST auto. So you click it, this, and you see that already added to you this part. Previously, we don't have this, the REST auto, but after you click the import, this part should be there, and then everything will be okay here. Now, so why is it on the top? Or because of the bias here. So bias here should be removed. Okay, so it's already in the middle. Okay, so because of the bias there. Now you can start over the project. Let's see the running device. So when you click the go to fragment 2, it is already go to fragment 2, and we have the button which is go to fragment 1 that will bring us back to the fragment 1. All right, so yes, I need to adjust a bit here the name, which is the go to fragment 2, because this is the fragment menu, so this should be go to fragment 1. All right, so I continue with the menu fragment. Okay, and also I will be removing some of the part here. This I remove, and okay, remove, and then this to do also no need. Okay, I have the on-create view there. That's it. And then the companion object also will be removed. Okay, so simply we have this part, and then this return, okay, should be changed to the file view equal. Okay, and then here you do the return the view. Okay, and then this view should be without question. Okay, or this return no need, because you just capture assign with the view there. Okay, so that's it. When you run your project, the result will be as expected, as there is no change in our, no affected. Okay, so we continue improving the code here. So we go to the let init var button, the go to one, which is the button here. Now, we simply alt enter to import automatically here. And bear in mind that in this example, I just want to show the fragment and access the component by findViewById. So that's why here the view I call the findViewById r.id, the button go to fragment 1. But actually you can access the go to fragment 2 and show which is exists in the fragment home. But this is the but at this file we want to access the go to fragment 1, which is back to the fragment 1. Okay, and in here on view created. So remember that we have to provide the on view created. Okay, this, and then inside you can call the button go to a set on click listener. Okay, and then you can do also toast. Where is it? The I go to this. I just call this, copy this to make it quicker. Okay, so copy, put it here. So the toast will go back to home fragment, and the rest still as is. But in this part, okay, the parent home fragment replace main fragment. So this should be replaced with the target, okay, proper one. So not menu, instead of menu here, we put the home fragment. And that's it. And then let's see the result. We prepare our running device. Okay, and then now it's there already. We first click the show message. Okay, the toast is there. And then we click the go to fragment, the second button. Okay, in the toast is there. And then provided the go to fragment one. Once we click this, there will be a toast that we will be back to the fragment one, and then switch to the fragment one, which is the red screen. Okay, click this. All right, so we have the toast, and also we already back into the fragment home. All right, so here we can see that we can make to fragment and access all of the components that we provide on this fragment, but still by using the findViewById. Later on, you will be demonstrating the way of fragment as well, but instead of using findViewById, we will be using the view binding. Thank you.